So Shazam has just come out in theaters, and this is your definitive ranking of all 7 DCEU movies. But let's just discount the fact that I'm sitting in front of a wall covered in Marvel posters. And before we get into it, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. And make sure you jump down into the comment section below and tell me what your ranking of the DCEU films are up to and including Shazam. I will try to reply as many comments as I can. So let's get into it. My ranking of the DCEU movies from worst to best. The worst movie in the DCEU by a mile, in my opinion, is Batman v Superman. This was a movie I was so super excited for. I could not contain my excitement for this film back when it came out in 2016. It was the first time in a major motion picture we were going to have Batman and Superman on screen together. Not only were they going to be sharing the screen, they were going to be fighting. It was going to be awesome. And this movie let me down. The convoluted mess of a story. It's a hot mess of a story. It was so obviously condensed version because, you know, later on obviously they released the 3-hour cut of Batman v Superman, but the theatrical cut was such an obviously like poorly edited condensed version of the movie, and a lot of it didn't make sense, and the writing is just appalling to me, in my opinion at least. I don't know how you mess up a movie with Batman and Superman in it. But this film was obviously very divisive, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody who likes Batman v Superman. If you like it, I am glad that you like it, and you should keep appreciating it. But for me, Batman v Superman is such a disappointment. Now look, I own Batman v Superman on Blu-ray because gotta finish that collection, yo. Batman v Superman just gets worse and worse and worse every time I watch it. Okay, at number 6 we have Suicide Squad. Now, Suicide Squad has a lot of the same problems that Batman v Superman had. From writing, to script issues, to editing and pacing and all of that. However, Suicide Squad, and a lot of people, it's the other way around. A lot of people, Suicide Squad is the worst DCEU movie in their opinion, and they'll put Batman v Superman above it. I happen to enjoy Suicide Squad. Unlike Batman v Superman, where I had little to no fun watching it, Suicide Squad, while it is a hot mess and there is some very poor things about the film, I had fun with it, and the main reason I had fun with it was Will Smith and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Those two are awesome, and there's a reason Margot Robbie is the show stealer in that film, and there's a reason that she's getting all these different spin-off movies made about her character, because she was the standout in that movie. And look, I enjoy Suicide Squad. I understand it has problems. Number 5 on the list is the movie that, you know, includes Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. And this was a film that should have been amazing, right? Well, not really. This film is Justice League. Justice League was a film that had a lot of production trouble. You had Zack Snyder leaving the project like halfway through very unceremoniously. Then you had Joss Whedon come in to try and salvage what they had left. And look, for all the trouble that this film went through and how it turned out, I'm surprised it turned out as good as it did. Justice League is not a great film in my opinion. I enjoyed Justice League though, despite its flaws. I definitely enjoyed Justice League more than I enjoyed Batman v Superman, and certainly more than Suicide Squad. At least to me, Justice League, if there's one thing Justice League has over Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, is that Justice League has a somewhat cohesive narrative, and I just enjoy seeing all these characters on screen together. Okay, at number 4, this might surprise some people, but if you've seen my Shazam review, and you should go and see my Shazam review, jump down into the description below to find the link to my review of Shazam. It will not surprise you if you've seen my review of Shazam that I was disappointed in that film, and that's why I put Shazam at number 4 on this list. I don't think Shazam is a bad film. I just found Shazam a little bit too over the top to me, a little bit too cheesy. A lot of the jokes in Shazam fell flat, and they felt really forced and quite cheap. And I'm not going to get into spoilers about Shazam, obviously, because it's just come out. But yeah, Shazam was a film that is enjoyable. It's an enjoyable watch. And there are most people are loving Shazam. And so I'm definitely in the minority. But Shazam disappointed me on several levels. And go and see my review for me to get into more detail about that. But yeah, Shazam is number 4 on this list. Okay, at number 3, we have the movie that kicked off the DCEU in a divisive way. And that is Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a film that gets better and better every time I watch it. When Man of Steel first came out, I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of it. And then I watched it again a couple of years later, and I'm like, hey, that's not as bad as I remember. And then I only watched it again like a couple of months ago recently, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm really enjoying this movie. At the very least, I appreciated that they tried to do something different with the character of Superman and place him in, you know, a real world setting, as real and as close to our current world and our current time as possible. I really just appreciate that they tried to do something like that. And because that's how the world would react if an alien came down from outer space into our world. And the emotional struggles that Clark Kent and Superman go through in that film. And also the challenges that he goes through in that film. A lot of people give Superman shit at the end of that movie for killing Zod. But he had to kill Zod, or he was going to let not only that family die, but possibly the entire world get destroyed. So he had no choice. Superman, Man of Steel is my number 3 favorite DCEU movie. I actually enjoy Man of Steel. I really do. I despite not liking it first time I saw it, it gets better and better every time I see it. Okay, number 2 on this list. It's going to give away what my number 1 is, but who cares? I get to talk about it anyway. Number 2 on this list is Aquaman. Aquaman was a film that I wasn't sure about. I'm like, really? They're doing an Aquaman movie? And I wasn't sure how to feel about it. I wasn't sure if I'd like it. Directed by James Wan and starring Jason Momoa, who was a standout in Justice League, by the way. But Aquaman, I just had so much fun watching that film. It was just a delightful film to watch. The action, the laughs, even the emotional beats between the Nicole Kidman character and the Tamora Morrison character. I do find it very funny that Tamora Morrison is Boba Fett's father and Aquaman's father. I just find that really hilarious. And I don't think you can do the Aquaman movie without someone with the energy of Jason Momoa, because he really made that role his own. Okay, number 1, you all know what it is. If you've been watching my channel, or if you know me personally, you know that my favorite DCEU movie, it was my favorite DCEU movie when it came out. It's my favorite DCEU movie now. In fact, it might be my favorite DC movie of all time, including The Dark Knight, is Wonder Woman. Obviously, I'm wearing the shirt. I love Wonder Woman. I thought Wonder Woman was fantastic, directed by the wonderful Patty Jenkins, starring Gal Gadot. And I wasn't sure about her casting at first, because a thespian Gal Gadot is not. But she did a great job in this film. I think she surprised a lot of people with the talent that she had on screen as this iconic superhero. Now, does the third act fall apart a little bit? Does the third act get a little bit over the top? Yes, the third act gets a little bit over the top and a little bit cheesy with Professor Lupin yelling video game level dialogue. Now, if you ask me, I actually would have preferred Wonder Woman to just get to the end of the movie and find out that, hey, there is no God of War, men are just bad, and that's what drives her to hide away for a century. I would have loved that ending. That would have been a very deep and meaningful ending to the film, but they went with the traditional third act superhero fight, and it's okay. I don't mind it. It's a little bit messy, but overall, the first 2 acts of Wonder Woman is so good that I can forgive a little bit of a mess of a third act. Wonder Woman, I love it so much. I've watched it multiple times. I got the poster hanging up over there. It's my favorite DCEU movie. So guys, that's it. That's my ranking of the DCEU, including Shazam. Again, make sure you drop your comments down below and tell me how would you rank the DCEU movies? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? I'm very curious to know. Make sure you leave your thoughts right down in the comment section below. My name is Tom. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.